Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad that you could finally make it. Over the past weekend, I attended Furnal Equinox in Toronto. It was my second year attending. I ended up having a lot of fun. In just a moment, I will turn on the hand cam. I do have quite a few things to show. Not only what I bought, but I also have my pass. The art this year is so nice. I have last year's pass as well. Art, very beautiful. I also have the con book as well. It's absolutely stunning, amazing. The con book, and all the art, it's extra thick because there is a bunch of art. I'm trying my best to kind of show what's in here. And then of course, you know, the rules, the map, all the general con book things. Whereas this one is from last year. It is quite a bit thinner. The friend that took me, he insisted before I got there, you need to design a fursona because I need to draw you a con badge. And I said, all right, bet. And so this was from last year. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. I did get permission. I made sure I got permission to display this on stream today. This year, he insisted, like, Victor, I need to draw you another one. The improvement, adorable, amazing. I'm in love. I'm so in love with it. I felt so honored to be able to put this on my pass, take it around the con. One thing that I always love bringing home from conventions nowadays, I've been super into zines, independent comics. Furnal Equinox is so nice because there's so many. There are absolutely so many. I love them. But I have some here. I can flip them through. I'm gonna be honest, I have an entire, like, furry doujin somewhere. And my friend was like, hey, Victor, keep this in your house, read it, let me know how it is, just give it back eventually. I forgot to read it. It's been like half a year. It's still in my house. They haven't texted me about it, though, so presumably it's fine. Presumably they didn't miss it too much, but I do have someone else's doujin just somewhere that I need to return. I need to read it and return. This one is a tiny little. This is just a freebie. I did buy a lot of this guy's mini zines last year, and honestly, they're some of my favorite things I bought last year. So when I got the chance, I picked up. It's a choose your adventure game in comic format. I have been told there is one bad ending and a few good endings. The art has so much character. Honestly, all this guy's works has so much character. Out of all the comics, this is the one I'm most excited for. This one is a little behind the scenes of a game that admittedly I know nothing about, but a huge thing about buying zines is you pick up things that seem interesting and then you become interested in them afterwards. That is sort of my style. There's a lot of behind the scenes things. There are mini comics, mini zines. It's so nice. The art is cute. It's so fun. I love it. From Z the Raccoon as well. Little wolf comic. I was so distracted by, oh my god, really cool comic, that I failed to notice the fucking Shadow the Hedgehog. So I asked, like, yeah, can I get one copy of this? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, can I pick up Shadow? Oh my god, I just noticed. And so, of course, Shadow the Hedgehog. The only Sonic game I've played, admittedly, is the April Fool's one, The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. But, and honestly, I got in a thing where I started watching all the Sonic fan dubs, and now it's like, oh my god, I want to play Sonic so bad. And I also got a free little sticker of their persona. Their entire description for their persona is, this guy is a big fucking idiot. And with every sale, I get the chance to buy them an extra brain cell. That's so iconic, and their persona is adorable. I also have this one. It is a little, it's text. It's a little book. My friend actually won a raffle by this person. Went to pick up all the things he won, dragged me along there. And when I was there, I'm like, you know what? This is fairly cheap. I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna see what this is about. Another one of my absolute favorite things I got last year were a bunch of comics. I have posters as well. I have a standee. The standee is like literally right above me. Absolutely, absolutely adorable. I have a little by Not Really Daily. There is a fourth comic. Maybe I will find it during the stream. Maybe. These are all very, very not safe for work. I cannot open any of these, but I picked up as many as I could because I absolutely love their characters. I love them. It's a little transformation comic. I'm so excited. This is what I'm the most excited to read out of any of these. Little cat, very, very cute. The laptop I'm using to record this actually it's covered in stickers. I'm gonna need to update the layout after this. This is actually shaped to be the same size as a Presto card. Usually with my Prestos, what I do is I just kind of sticker bomb the shit out of them. It's so cute. I love Transit. I'm the same artist. I have, it's kind of the sense. It's very censored for Twitch. You will have more of that. I have a little Umbreon. Little shiny guy. Absolutely adorable. I lost Shadow. He's gone. I'll find him after. I have Rouge. I also really love Rouge. Not as much as I love Shadow, but I do love Rouge. The other one I bought. I forgot. Something that's specific to Furnal Equinox is their freebie tables. People will leave their business cards, people will leave advertisements for panels. I've seen advertisements for the games they've been making. I saw one this time for furry therapy. The entire thing was like there was a licensed therapist leaving around things like, hey, I'm a licensed therapist and also a furry. Please pay for my sessions. And there's just advertisements everywhere the entire time. But they also leave free stickers. And so in that I've gotten little cutie. It looks very like hand-drawn. I love it. This one. I have this little guy. Oh my god. Really cute. I love him. I have, Autism Star. I have this little guy. But that pales in comparison to Peter Griffin. I texted one of my brothers, like, hey man, you want furry Peter Griffin? And he's like, yeah man, sure. I don't know why you don't want it. And I'm like, no, I think you'll like it more because you love Peter Griffin. People just came up to my friend and was like, you want one? And he was like, oh my god, I would love a free sticker. And then they came up to me like, do you want one? So I have. This person actually had an entire fursuit. There is a tag on the back. Here we go. Had an entire fursuit. Very cute. And then emotional support, stupid. It's like a little, it's in a card sleeve, but if I take that out, it's another side, and it's, oh, that's their business card. Sorry. Like, business card in here. A little bug. I'm so happy with this. I have a little tote bag. Half the design, and then the other half the design. It's by Sulky Pup. It's very nice. It has a little zipper pocket. Has a little button closure. It's adorable. It's adorable. I love it. I love it. I had a bag I was carrying. I literally dumped everything on the bag, put it in here so I could go around with this bag. I got a Miku. I got a Miku from Project Voltage, the ghost one. This is actually the display print. That's why it's a little scuffed here. The artist was going through her binder to see like, oh yeah, do I have any left? Do I have any left? And she didn't. She's like, do you just want a display print? And I'm like, I mean, if you're willing, oh my god. So I have the display print. I have for the last thing. Little Plusle and Minen earrings. The back. I spent way too long before buying it trying to figure out how in the world you open these things. Just kind of pry them open, and you kind of pry them close, like that. They're really heavy, but they feel kind of nice to wear. I can only wear one earring, which makes things like this actually so exciting, because I can wear Plusle or Minen, and they're two different earrings. Okay, and that is everything that I got. I'm gonna talk about the con now. I'm just gonna switch screens from the Handcam. It felt a little too real for a moment. I needed some time to be back behind the screen. I went to 2 panels a day, excluding the opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies. On Friday, I went to a panel about world building. It was an entire panel about how to write good world building, first of all, and then examples on how is this applied to furry fiction. I forget the exact name of the book he referenced, but there was a book from the 80s or the 90s, a furry novel, that he gave really, really good examples of this is how the world building looks really great, this is how you can do world building of that. Honestly, really, really good panel. I loved it. The other panel I went to, it's called the Vor panel. Last year when I went, it wasn't anything else I wanted to do, but I went in, I looked at the schedule, and I saw, oh, the Vor panel is in like 30 minutes. I'm gonna go there. That seems interesting. They end up having so many people that, due to fire safety regulations, the guy had to split the panel in half. He had to do the whole thing twice. But this year, they gave him the biggest room. There was enough room for all of us. It was amazing. I just thought that I would come in and see a discussion about, you know, what is Vor? Why do people like Vor? You know, like a sort of informational panel. What I did not expect were several musical numbers and a bunch of compilations on screen of like, here's a bunch of examples of fetish art, and then here is a bunch of examples of Vor in everyday media. There was everything from Naruto to Mario to the new Mario Galaxy movie trailer. Everything. Just back to back to back to back examples. It was actually so fun. The guy has huge theater kid energy. I do remember hearing that it would be recorded. The guy's username should be Marshmallow Ma, so if you would like. That's what I did for Friday. On Saturday, I attended a Rules for Furry Fiction panel, and it was mostly just general writing tips. I never thought I would be so interested in just sitting down on a weekend where I'm supposed to be doing things for fun and just sitting down having a great time listening to educational content. Later in the day, went out for a little bit, took just a quick walk while I was eating, came back, went to see, okay, what's going on right now? The one thing that was running was about finances, and you know, I'm already here learning some things. Let's go. I walk in and it is this American stock guy, like a finance bro, except if finances was a special interest and not like a finance bro as in the type of guy that's trying to scam you. It was actually so fascinating. It's just kind of like, you know, how stocks work. Like, here's a bunch of advice on how to do stocks. It was really fascinating to me to see like finance bro kind of guy, but like kind of cool about it. The last panel I went to on Saturday was an improv panel. I've never done improv before, and it was very like audience participation, but you know, it seems fun. It seems fun, and if anything, if I don't get chosen to participate, it's fun to watch other people. It ended up being such a blast. I did get a chance to go up there and do improv. I don't think I did the best job, but I never done it before. It was really funny. There, at the same time, in the next room, there was a drag show going on, so it was very loud. There was a lot of times we could not hear shit. They actually ended up leaving the panel, going to the drag show and telling some of the AV crew to please lower the volume, tone it down. It lasted for like 20 minutes until it got even louder than it was before. And there was a bunch of people around me just kind of like, yeah, I think the drag show people are trying to spite us. And they could have been. It was mostly just a bunch of standard improv games. And then the fun one was a bunch of pantomiming, kind of pantomime telephone about murdering each other with fun and unique ways that the crowd gets to choose. The last one ended up being type of death, drowning in a sink, occupation, astronaut, place. Now that I think about it, I cannot remember the place, but everyone after the first person ended up thinking, oh, this is a rave, we are a model, and we poison them. And it just goes back, it goes down the line, and you have like, we're at a runway, we're musicians, oh, we're at a rave, and then you just have the second person like, oh yeah, we're at a gay strip club and we are the strippers. And that ended up impacting the entire rest of it. Absolute blast. And then on Sunday, I tried to get there for 10 a.m. when everything opened. The bus ended up getting me a little bit late, so I got there like 10:30, made it halfway through this furry psychology panel. It ended up being this college professor with a bunch of statistics that he got from surveys from several years on a bunch of other groups, but mostly furries. And it was just kind of presenting like, here's the results of my data I've collected. Here are my interpretations of the data. And again, like really fascinating, really cool, a really fun way to start the day. Apparently someone pulled the fire alarm in the dealer's den at the time, so it kept being interrupted by, attention, everyone at the hotel. The fire department are on their way. We will report back with more information. Except I did that like 3 times in a row. It is what it is. And then the next panel I went to was, it was called Everything But 5e, as in Dungeons and Dragons 5e. I haven't played any other TTRPG other than D&D. I did play D&D in high school. I played a half-elf bard. Really? You can really see the influences here with the half-elf. And it was just a bunch of recommendations about, you know, if you like this is what you should try. And then a couple where it's like, if you just want to play a furry, you can play a furry in like any of these if you're brave enough. But here are things that let you be a furry. I hadn't known about a lot of other TTRPGs, so it was very enlightening, very fun. Probably the driest panel I went to over the weekend, but I learned a lot. I didn't regret going there. And then before the closing ceremonies, I went to a panel called Furbanism in Transit. I'm gonna hold the little transit sticker while I say this. I find it a pattern at a lot of panels over several conventions that I feel like if you have more than 3 people at a panel hosting, there's usually just like they're professionals in their field of whatever it is, and then there's just an extra guy where it's one guy that's just really passionate about the subject. And I find that person is usually either the best person or the worst person at the panel. They either absolutely drag down the vibes, or they are the best person. They deserve their spot there. Emotional support dude, absolutely, you're so right. The emotional support dude of this panel, this guy had a persona designed around the Go bus, and it is one of the coolest personas I've ever seen. He deserved to be there. He deserved to be there, and he knew more to answer questions about Go Transit than any other person on that panel. It was a bunch of information on the history of a lot of transit in Toronto, a lot of issues, a lot of proposed solutions for these issues, a lot of ways it can be solved, a lot of reasons for why transit is so ass sometimes. And I went to that, and then, of course, directly after, it was in time for the closing ceremonies, the end of every convention. You just sit there like, man, it's over. There's no more con. But you get to hear a bunch of things. One thing that's really cool they do is donate a bunch of money to animal charities. They made a whole bunch of money last year. I think like it was a little bit under $20,000, if I remember correctly, in Canadian dollars, because I'm Canadian. So if you're American, significantly less money. But I think they made like over 30,000 this year, which is, oh my god. I'm very excited to hear about what they're gonna do with that money. We hear about number of attendance, about this year, almost a third of the con reported when they bought their ticket that they were fursuiters, which is insane numbers. And like looking around you can kind of see it, but seeing the numbers is an entire other thing. And then of course, talking about what's gonna happen next year. Their theme is they sort of have different factions. They have like the warrior faction, they have the cottagecore gardener faction, then they have the slay faction. And they're talking about next year, we're gonna have you choose a faction, and everything with the design and everything is gonna be based on your faction. It's actually so hype. I was sitting right next to the big screen because I ended up getting there early because I just come from a panel. And I swear to God, all I could focus on was, because I could see their faces all up close, all I could focus on was like, oh my god, I've never seen this much detail on their faces. The chairman of the con, I swear to God, I don't remember most of the closing ceremonies because all I can remember is, oh my god, his face is beautiful. What the fuck? That was the end of my con. So, you know, I went home. That was that. My con was over. Overall, I had so much fun. I absolutely adored my time. I had so much fun last year. I had so much fun this year. I don't know if I'll be able to go next year. I really hope I can, because I love it. I feel like every time I go, I get more of a desire to join the furry community, to be honest, because they're lovely. I love furry art. I love the people. I love everything. I do have a little notebook that I would like to share from Friday, and then from Saturday. I stepped it up. This is my favorite of the drawings I did this weekend or last weekend. I have a little cat, a lot more details. And then on Sunday, I tried going a little bit more chibi with it. I do not know how to draw chibi. I was trying my best, but I think it turned out well. I ended up going to the sketch hall quite a bit to try to get that all done. And at the end of the day, I ended up accomplishing my goals. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope your day is great. Goodbye.